Guys, I know this is still rumored, and there's no information that we got from Equestria just yet, but I got a feeling that me and my Selfie and I is going to be the next Equestria 44-minute special. And the fact that we got part 2 of the special being released on YouTube thanks to, I don't know, someone who uploaded it. I'm not sure how uploading material that hasn't been finished works. It just really confuses me since this is new that happened 2 months ago. Especially that season 8 episodes had been leaked. But I still have hopes for the special, even if it's going to be the next 44-minute special. Now, let's just take a look at the title card because I have predictions about the special on what it's going to be like. Me, Myself, and I has part 2 in the title card. And keep in mind, if this was part 1, I won't probably make this video. Because if this was actually part 1, I will probably understand. But the fact that this has part 2 on it, and it wasn't from some fanboy, I think you can understand what's going to happen in this special. This special mainly focuses on Applejack and Rarity. And I'm really not interested in it whatsoever. But I think what they're showing is just basically what they're doing in the location that they're in. Now keep in mind, at the beginning of this special, they didn't introduce the park that they're in. So I guess in part 1, they would talk about the park and completely introduce the environments in the park in the first part. And the new character, Valencia, I think that's how you pronounce her name, is gonna be the antagonist, obviously. But the difference is that she isn't corrupted by magic whatsoever. She uses her phone to get flashlight in there. Now, I know that's what the title is all about, me, myself, and I, but just be fair with me because I'm going to explain more about this whole thing. Valencia, I don't think we don't get to see her in the first part of the special because if we actually do see her and it's all because of a magic sprite that completely controls her, I don't think it'll probably work out with the technology that she has. I just don't think that magic and technology really go together. At least in mirror magic I can understand because Jennifer was using the mirror, so I can really understand what they're doing with the magic in that special. Magic taking control of technology just doesn't really work for me because they're completely off from each other. It just really doesn't work for a special like this, even if Equestria has technology unlike the My Little Pony universe. During the majority of the special, Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash go on some rides, while Sunset Shimmer, Twilight Sparkle, and Pinkie Pie, who have been appealed at the beginning of the special, don't appeal at all at the rest of this part. Now, in my opinion, they're probably going to different locations to go on rides, but if that's really going to be the focus and Equestria goals of this special, then I really don't appreciate that, because it just feels kind of bland and kind of forced if you ask me. And there's really nothing I can say about the characters in the special. Like I said, it mainly focuses on Rarity and Applejack. Now, Lily only had a focus in dance magic, so I don't understand why she needs another focus again. And as for Applejack, well, what can I say about Applejack in this? She has a relationship with microchips, something that happened into the digital shorts. I have no idea. I don't think all the characters in this really have a focus. Now, again, we didn't see part 1, but in my opinion, Applejack is just probably upset that she didn't get to do her choice of what they're going to do. Now, when the characters got their yearbook from the last special, I think they're juniors. I'm not sure if they're seniors, but I'm pretty much sure that they're juniors in this. If they can go through another year in high school, then maybe this show can keep going. My point is that Applejack just doesn't fit in with the material that the other characters do. Like, they have a bet on what they're going to do on the final trip in school. I think this is the final trip, or this is the vacation or something. they didn't go with Applejack's choice and they decided to go with Rarity because they can do a parade there. In the beginning of part 2, they say that they can do a parade and they can have the Rainbooms do the parade. I think that what Applejack is doing here is just feeling very uncomfortable with this whole parade and festival thing. That's basically what I see from Applejack here. I just think that Applejack wasn't happy that the girls picked Rarity's choice of what they're going to do. So I really think that Applejack's being the focus of this is just basically the subplot of this special. I just think that there's no main plot yet because this is still part 2. We just don't know anything about part 1 or the other parts after that. Let's get back to the title card again. Now, when you hear the words me, my, Selfie, and I, you might think of counterparts hanging out. I know what I'm saying is kind of crazy, but hear me out on this. If this special was just called Me and My Selfie, I can easily accept that it's not going to be a counterpart episode. However, when it says and I at the end, I think you can understand what they're going to do in this special. If you guys have been on Friendship is Action Fiction, you might understand what this story is. Me, Myself, and I, which is also a fanfic that I read on my channel a month ago. Now, it's really all about counterparts hanging out, and when you see this image right there, I think you can understand that Me, Myself, and I has a similar title that this fanfic title has. I pretty much know that Princess Twilight just isn't interested into helping her friends in part 1 of Me, Myself, and I. I think they will just hide Me, Myself, and I part 1 just to save of what's going to happen next. I got a feeling that in part 3 through 5, Sunset Shimmer and the other characters besides Prince Sky Twilight are going to be captured because of the phone that the antagonist was able to use. So when Human Twilight comes back to Canterlot and needs some help from Princess Twilight, they both work together to save her friends and have the parade happen. Yeah, I know, it's kind of confusing, but that's the best knowledge that I have. Look, it took me a long time to understand what Me, Myself, and I is going to be about. And then, when I heard the similarities between this fanfic and the title card of Me, Myself, and I think it could be a chance of them doing this for real. I just think that Sunset Shimmer and the others will be captured. I just don't think that it won't probably work out if Applejack is the main focus, because she's just probably has some problems with the environment that she's in with the other characters. I just don't think that she's a fan of everything. And another thing I should bring up is that the characters have less knowledge about the park itself. I mean, really, they don't even have any opinions about what they're going to do. They can only think about performing a band and just trying to help Rarity for the most part. That's basically what I heard from the other characters doing in this special. And they're probably going to get captured. I know I've already said that like 3 times, but I'm just proving that that's what the characters are probably going to do in this special. I mean, I've watched this special several times to look at the other characters besides Applejack and Rarity, and they feel very uninterested. I mean, they're just not interested onto helping Rarity because they're just not interested on doing the parade. I think that's what they're doing in this special. And for what I see so far is that Sky Twilight, well, yes, she's being like the other characters, like being minor characters, but she's just being like everyone else here, so I should really defend that. Now, I'm not saying that they're selfish, I'm just saying that they're just being helpful for the most part. Helpful. And I think that they'll just find something suspicious about the main villain of the special. Yeah, I keep forgetting her name, but I'll try to remember her name when the special is released. Let's get into the minor things, and they're really small, but they're probably worth bringing up. Before we watch part 2, we get the intro, which is kind of confusing. Now, people may say that it will probably be what's going to be like when you're watching this on YouTube. I was confused at first and thought that this wasn't going to be the special, but what the rumors say, they're probably right. I mean, I can understand that what they're doing at the beginning and the end of this is just basically what they do on making episodes and Equestria Girls. I just never seen anything like this. So, I can easily let all this slide. And as for the ending of this video, while Fluttershy gets trapped inside of a phone, she's completely not shocked and completely oblivious. Yes, I know. Her feelings is always shy and she isn't always serious. But at the same time, she's been through a lot of stuff in the past. So why is she still so unconcerned about this whole thing? I just don't get what she's coming from during this part of the special. It's just very confusing. It's like, I know what's going to happen next. I'm just not completely shocked about this. But at least that the main antagonist isn't going to be possessed by a demon. Even though the last special wasn't the same thing that we did in the past. That's basically all I see from Fluttershy here. Yes, I did see her go through some serious situations in the past, but at least in the show, she's always aware of what's going to happen. And even sometimes in the Equestria Girls, she's always in some serious situations and she's always in fear. Like, for example, she hugs Spike really tightly during the story in Legend of Everfree. That's how much I really relate to her, but when she completely relates like this, it feels like these characters just don't like doing what Welly wants to do. Again, people have different opinions, and I can let that slide, but for what this special is going right now, I think I can understand what it's truly about. I've watched this part over and over again to understand and analyze it, and it took me hours to record this. I'm not making this up. Before you guys disagree with me on this, comment down below and tell me what you think, other than me pronouncing the words wrong. And I'm also going to add a comment saying, do you think that Human and Princess Twilight will interact in this special? I know I put that comment in my Forgotten Friendship review, but that was way too late, so I'm going to delete that comment. I just got nothing else to say except I still have hopes for this special. Even if I have to face the fact that this is going to be the next special of this year, I'm still gonna give it a fair review when it comes out. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and I'll see you next time. Because for right now, I'm gonna do a lot of fanfic readings before My Little Pony Month begins.